So here's the thing, your CV may be the lightest thing to fix, but it can unlock the biggest difference in your job hunt for a design role. Let me show you how I used AI to land a ton of design interviews. Most of us treat the CV like a checklist, name, roles, education, and you're done. But here's a catch, if your CV isn't getting past the automated systems, the bots, it doesn't even catch a human. So I turned to AI. Using ChatGPT, I iterated on my CV over and over, optimizing it, phrasing, surfacing impact, and making it ATS-friendly. Thinking of it like a coach who spots where recruiters might skim and reworks it so every bullet is sharp, measurable, and scannable. The result, a CV that not only gets through the system, but stands out in the stack. It's not about rewriting your story, it's about amplifying it. And if you're not doing this, everyone else is, so you're gonna just be put behind. And here's the exciting part, this is just step one. Crafting a CV is the smallest lift, but it creates the biggest payoff, more interviews faster.
So I think the biggest priority was for me to quickly just update my resume because it was really outdated. It just had my experience at Ford. It didn't really have any of the details of a project I was working at Meta. And to be honest, it's really easy to procrastinate with a lot of the stuff, but I think when it comes to the resume and CV, it's pretty one of the lightest and easiest things to do, and it can help you gain a lot of traction when you're applying to jobs. Simply, you always have to upload a resume and CV. So without that, I wasn't really able to move forward, and I basically prioritized this, and I made my CV/resume in Figma, and I was basically leveraging a template I made many years ago before I joined Meta, and I just updated this. So I can quickly show you my thinking, and these days with like ChatGPT, it's so much easier to craft out your CV, and I can share some of the prompts that I was using, making it ATS hack ready, which is basically those robots that read your CV, how to make sure it gets recognized. And I feel like with ChatGPT, I've been able to improve my CV a lot compared to the last time around I created it, which is crazy to think that this technology wasn't really something widely available or used, or wasn't as good as it is today. So going into Figma, this was like the old style layout that I had, where I was trying to basically just bullet point or note down my experience in really high level. But then I feel like to update this to like really best demonstrate what I've really been up to, I think I want to write a better description with impact of the metrics I was doing and add the locations, because I'm in San Francisco right now, and I want to make it clear that I switched from London to San Francisco, my Facebook groups experience, and really branch out my Meta experience in here. And the key for this, having all these bullet points, is when you upload those CVs to those robots, like it picks up on all of these keywords, and this is what ChatGPT really recommended me. And I think so far I've had relatively decent success with this, and I've applied to a few roles and got interviews just through the CV, and I think they sometimes do check the portfolio, but I feel like maybe this really flags up pretty well. So yeah, I think the main thing here is just really branching out the experience clearly of like what impact I delivered, mentioning the metrics of like, okay, I worked on Facebook groups which is used by 2 billion people, and I helped drive a 2% conversion on increasing metrics here. And then I talked about my workplace experience and my VR experience, and then my mobility experience as well. But I think overall, I think when you're trying to craft out your resume CV, like just really leverage those metrics. Now I'm just going to quickly show what I used for ChatGPT for some prompts to help me get there. So this is how I've been leveraging ChatGPT to help me improve my CV, and I think it really just takes a lot of the burden out of things, but you still want it to sound human as well. So I think the best way of doing it is by writing out the CV yourself and then asking it to improve it. So I basically drafted out and exported this image of this is basically what I wrote myself, and these are the bullet points, and then I gave it this prompt of, you're a recruiter with an expert in hiring product designers for big tech, how should I branch out my Meta experience? And maybe I think you can create really quick variations of, all right, I'm looking for like a fintech style job, or I'm looking for a startup, and you can just dish out and create different versions really quickly with this. Yeah, because it has image recognition, it can scan the text really easily, and then it advises using more ATS-friendly words, and then it makes the numbers pops. And I think it's really great because with all of these revisions, you can just see how many I've done, and I scroll all the way to the bottom, and I was like, what's the ATS score I'm getting? But I'm hitting like 95% plus, which seems pretty valid, even if it's not 100% accurate, at least within some decency accuracy, it should be picked up. And that's basically how I leveraged a lot of the resume I've created and how I'm using it to apply. And I think it's working so far, and I encourage people to do something really similar and create different versions as well. Right now I have like an ATS version, and then which is with all those bullet points at the top, and then I just have a normal shorter version. And yeah, it's just been a treat, and I feel like the resume was definitely the easier part to create.
Follow along for what's next, where I'll share how I've been passing phone interviews and honestly what I've learned from the ones I've failed to as well.